Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now we all know the PRX. The PRX was released a few years ago by Tissot and it was a really big seller for them. I've actually never reviewed the PRX as a standard form. I've done the chronograph before, but this is the first time I'm going to actually review the standard ones. But to keep things fresh, what Tissot have done, have introduced a few new colorways, and these two watches are part of that. There's also a special edition featuring the UFO character thing on there, and there's also a carbon, which does actually look very interesting. But these two really caught my eye. I thought they looked really quite cool. Let's face it, with that tonneau design case is something which we really think of now with a modern watch, is what we think of when we see the PRX, and so it really has carved out a niche market for itself as an affordable kind of more classy options than many others out there. But before I get too far into this review, I've got to say a massive thank you to the team over at First Class Watches. They've got so much stock. If you're in the Midlands area, honestly, pop in, have a look. They've got so much stock in there. If it's not in there, ask them. It will be in their warehouse and they'll bring it out. If you're a bit further afield, well, don't worry, I'll leave a link in the description below and at the bottom of the page. All I ask is that you do mention the channel if you contact them. So anyway, let's talk sizes. Now, the size is 39.5 millimeters case size. The the thickness of the watch is coming in at, I think it was 11.3 mil. Now, the lug to lug is awkward because of the design. You can't really count this point here. You've got to count out here. But it does angle, so bear that in mind, because it is 51 millimeters, but it doesn't wear like a 51 mil watch. And obviously the bracelet size on this, well, technically the lug to lug is 12 millimeters, but that doesn't really count again. So anyway, the dial on these watches. The dial, I think, yeah, it does look really quite interesting on both these models. Obviously, you know, this kind of blue fade at the moment is quite in. I reviewed a Seiko not so long ago with this kind of feel to it. But because of their honeycomb dial, you get certain different hues. So when you look at it square on like that, this one looks dark blue going fading out to a lighter blue. But you catch it in certain lights and it goes purple. So I do kind of find that's interesting. You do get different views of it. Same on this one. Square on there, that is blue going to black. But then you get it in different lights and it's purple going into black. And so I like that. Every time you look at your watch, you get a kind of different hue, colour to it. It just kind of changes ever so slightly. Now, both of these models have applied hour markers on there. And as you can see, them standing proud of the dial there. There is lume on both of these watches, albeit it's not particularly strong because there simply isn't much of it there. And after all, it isn't a dive watch. We do have a framed date window down here at a 3 o'clock position. The hands do look quite nice and sharp. I like the design with this kind of rectangular with the 45s knocked off at the top. I think they look really quite good, and they have got a certain amount of actual facets to them, which elevates them somewhat, I think. So one thing I would say is against a black background, they do look sharp. You know, these polished hands do look really sharp against that. Now, both models have got the Tissot inscription up there and a Powermatic 80 down here. Though I would say I think on possibly the black model, it looks a bit more sharp. It could just be me, but I do like it. Let me know which one out of the two you do prefer. Now, as we come past this, we're featured with a sapphire crystal. Now, it does feature AR coating on there, so it does help to cut down on the reflection somewhat. And then we have this fixed, nicely polished bezel going on top there. Now, obviously, we have this big flat face, which has all been grained there. And then we have this nice little edge, which has had a nice kind of polish work going on there with then the brush side. Now, this is a thing I've spoken about in a few times on the channel. You can hide the thickness of a watch so easily if you design a watch case correctly, because on this watch you tend to read the case going across air and it seems incredibly slim, but it is actually 11.3 millimeters thick. The actual sapphire does kind of protrude somewhat, but it does have a nice beveled edge on it, so it feels perfectly okay. There's no sharp edges at all. But I like the way they've done it. I really think it looks good. I like the way that you blend in with the actual end links here, even though there's two actual sides to this, which is quite interesting. Now, as you can see, blends in perfectly with the end links on top as well. And on the side, we do have a signed crown. Now, there is 100 meters of water resistance to this, but there is no screw down crown. So as you can hear, it goes straight into hand wind in that position. Now, as we turn, actually I've got stickers still on the back of that. If we turn this one round, you can see the exhibition case back there, and then you can actually glimpse through to the Powermatic 80 movement. Now, it's one of those movements, it's kind of a, I'm not going to say modernized, it's based on an ETA 2824, and they've basically slowed the beat rate down. That's how you get the extra bit of power out of, well, obviously you must have a bigger barrel, but because they've slowed down the beat rate, you are able to get 80 hours of power reserve out of these movements. And they do look good, I must admit, but it's one of those things, some people like them, some people don't. I put these on both on the time grapher. Now, due to their escapement, they use what they call high-tech ceramics, I believe it is, actually on the escapement. It's hard to read with my equipment. So I think this one was coming in at around about +2, but it's hard to really say if that's a true reading. This one was around about +6, because I think the beat rate was all over the place, but I just don't think you can actually use that timing equipment to really get a true representation of these watches. I'd be intrigued to know over its 80-hour power cycle what the power curve is and how accurate they actually are. But I still think they look great. For the money, I think these are just such an accessible watch for many people to get their kind of first quality Swiss watch, and I really do think these are still very good quality. The movement itself has actually got, I think it's what is it, 23 jewels in these movements, I believe it is. Let me put them on my wrist so you've got an idea how they look. Quick wrist check. Well, sorry, quick wrist check. I'm wearing my Locle, Casablanca, I believe that one is, and Bob has got the beast on there. He's got the U-boat. The Summer Show, so I believe it's called, and it is an absolute beast, and it is kind of quite funky. So anyway, put this on my wrist. My wrist size is 8¼ inches. Or one thing I should say, actually, the bracelet on these, I like the design of it. I think it does look good. It's you know, suits the watch very well. It is a fold over butterfly. Let me zoom out here so you get a better idea. Fold over butterfly there, and you've got the Tissot script on there with the date. Now let's quickly put this on, got an idea. Now this is obviously full length, so I reckon that's going to go almost to an 8-inch wrist, and that's it on my wrist there. I think it looks really, really good. It's definitely one of these watches. I'm not sure, I think the retail price, recommended retail, is around about £640. Now there's normally always a deal to be had on one of these, so I think they are, in the grand scheme of things, a very affordable Swiss timepiece, and they do look very classy, I have to say. So anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think of it, guys, but most importantly, you stay safe out there. Take care. Bye.